What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Eastside Flop. I'm Eric G, and today we are going to be talking about how to fix this Orioles team and what they need to do so that next season doesn't look like this season. And we've been saying that for 2 seasons. So let's get into what I would do. Let's look at the numbers really quickly at this team. You can see that everybody is struggling this year. You look at these batting averages. You're looking at this on base percentage. You're looking at this team, and just offensively they are terrible, and that is just a fact. If you disagree, I don't know which you be smoking, but you might want to get off of it because this is ridiculous. Now, do I think that these players are bad players? No, I think they have not protected the young core, and here is my main point. Here's how I would fix the team. Recently, when the trade deadline comes, it has been get a bunch of prospects. Sell away all your good players, get a bunch of prospects. They need to do the opposite. You need to build around the young core. You have a young core, but right now you have one other guy in Pete Alonso who is basically the only guy outside of the core that you need to target. Right? You're looking at a scorecard, okay, Alonso, Rutschman, that's who I'm worried about. Those two guys. The rest of them, if they beat you, cool. You need to figure out how to create a lineup and buy a lineup that is going to protect your young players. So you're going, oh, I got to worry about this guy, this guy, this guy, and they have these young talent. You need to build around the core. That is my main thing. We have not done that. We keep selling the people that we have, protecting them, and then being like, I don't know why it's working. We're having the same issues. We're having young guys come up. It just feels like every year we're putting minor leaguers out on the field and telling them to be major leaguers. That's not going to work. It hasn't worked. We've seen it. We literally see in the numbers here. So that's the first thing you need to do is build around your young core. You need to keep guys like Pete Alonso, who you signed luckily for a long-term contract. Guys like Taylor Ward, who have been getting on base for you, getting you in positions to get runs. You got to keep guys like Blaze Alexander, who's had an amazing year thus far. And if you want, you can get prospects. You can get basically guys like Leody Taveras, who I personally really like. He has not necessarily had a great year. That would be someone you would trade to get prospects so that you're still building the pipeline. But you should be keeping the guys that are good, keeping the pitchers like Garcia who are good, even getting a guy like Mountcastle who has been injured this year but has showed that he has been good. You need to sign those guys. Get extensions for players. Make sure that you are keeping a core together and then understanding you have to go out and you have to sign bats. You have to sign starting pitching. This is the main thing that the office needs to do. You need to realize we got to spend money. You got to spend money. And that seems to be the problem. They feel like they got to pay these big contracts out to guys, which you are going to have to. Like, they deserve it. If I'm being honest, they've had to deal with a lot of pressure and a lot of stuff. They deserve the contract. But you need to put bats around them so that they can be successful. You look at this lineup, like I said, and it's not scary. It's really not. You look at the lineup and you're like, all right, we're playing the Orioles today. That's what it shows. So that's step one. Step two is to get an old school manager. We do not need no like players coach type thing. You need a guy that's going to keep these people accountable, because accountability is lacked in the organization as a whole. Accountability. It's just like teaching, man. You have to develop the talent, develop the players, develop the culture. And the culture needs to be winning. Right now it's we go out there and we play our best baseball. And you know what our best baseball looks like? It looks like this, pathetic numbers. It looks like ridiculous numbers like these as the best player on your team. That's a problem. Because I think Pete himself would be saying that he's having a down year. So, look, you need to take accountability. An old school coach is going to take accountability. That is just how it goes. You need an old school guy that's gonna go in there and be like, this is the culture. This going out there and playing and having fun, that's not working. Let's go win games. This is a business. Bring the business culture back. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And I really think that this season could have gone different, very differently, if you had managerial, an old school manager that could have gotten in there and set expectations. There are no expectations for this team. The expectation is try your best, and that don't fly. That don't fly. It do not fly. They need to take accountability and put pressure and understand that this is a business and your fans are coming out to games for you. You need to be winning. The fact that I'm at a game where it is majority Orioles fans, but you can't hear them because nothing good happens until the 7th inning is a problem. How many times I've been to games and it's like, well, damn, we don't even get to cheer until the 7th inning. That's a problem. There's an expectation. This winning culture needs to come back. This expectation needs to come back. And so with both of those things, I think you can get to a point where you're in the playoffs. But you have to spend money. You have to protect your core by going out and signing big bats, by going out and getting good starting pitching, going and getting relievers. That's just how you have to do it. The blueprint is there. The Dodgers gave you the blueprint. Are you willing to spend money? Are you willing to be an organization that goes out and does that? The blueprint is out. So go do it. Go follow it. Go make sure that you are doing it. And that's how you turn this team around. I know that's a kind of a crazy thing because recently it has been trade away your team and get prospects, but I think they need to do the opposite. They need to keep the guys that have been good, build around this core, and then go buy the rest. And as simple as that sounds, it's difficult because you're going to have to bid out other teams and contracts. That is the only way to get this done. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you agree, disagree? What do you think about this whole situation? Do you think that this team somehow sneaks a wild card spot in? Just looking at the second half of the schedule? Let me know in the comments down below. Hope you have a blessed evening, day, afternoon, wherever it is for you. And hopefully we will see you in the next one. Peace.